Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Sam, and today we have something interesting to share with you guys. But before we go on to do that, do make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can get more videos on what's happening in the crypto space, right? Just subscribe to the channel, and any video you watch, please do make sure you like the video so we can get more views, and that will enable us to feed you guys with more content, right? So today we'll be talking about virtual property, virtual real estate. And the first one that we're going to be talking about is Decentraland, right? So it's a decentralized virtual world that runs on open standards, right? So Decentraland is built on the Ethereum blockchain, right? So you can actually buy a parcel of land, right? You can buy land cheap and sell it higher. You can build stuffs on your land, right? This is just giving us a feel of what the future will be like when we start, you know, owning property, real properties that we can actually feel and touch, having them on the blockchain. Right, so you want to buy a plot of land, you can actually see on a blockchain that, hey, this land belongs to Mr. A or Mr. B, right? So this is just a feel of what it will be like in the nearest future. So that is what Decentraland is for. So you can actually buy virtual properties on the Ethereum blockchain, right? So this is the team. This is the project lead, that's the tech lead, but this is their roadmap, right? So let's take a look at what Decentraland looks like, right? So this is a good example. This is what it looks like. I'll drop a link to Decentraland so you guys can check it out. Right, so it's actually very easy to use. All you just need to do is download MetaMask. I'll drop a link in the description so you guys can easily learn how to use Decentraland to buy property. And as you can see, there are different colors. There's green, there's blue. So clicking the color key here will let you know what each of those colors represents, right? So there are lands here that you can buy and sell. So let's just click one at random and see what it looks like. All right, so this is a land clicked at random. So this is the land right here, and this is the current owner right here. So this is the avatar, and that is the person's address, username. Let's just call that a username. And this is the map location of where the land is. So but right now I'm not signed in, so we can't currently see how to buy, but it's actually very easy. All you just need to do is sign in with your MetaMask, and boom, you're ready to buy, right? Okay, that's where we are. So this is the marketplace where you can see different lands that are available for sale, right? So right now there are over 1,000 parcels of land to sell and 460 estates. So you can sort them according to newest, cheapest, or closest to expire, because each of these land they last for a year, right? So you buy this land and it belongs to you for 1 full year. So this guy has exactly 2 months to get someone to buy this land from him, right? And this other guy has 2 days for someone to buy this land from him, right? So that's what it is um on Decentraland, right? So but there is another type of real estate platform that is built on the blockchain, but this time it's built on the EOS blockchain. So what we want to do is compare the two, see what it looks like, and see how we can predict the future of each of them, right? So that's that about Decentraland on the Ethereum blockchain. Right, so let's move over to the one on the EOS blockchain. It's actually called Infiniverse, right? So there's a video here which you can watch about Infiniverse to understand how it works, but it's almost the same thing with what Decentraland is doing. Now the difference is that on Decentraland you purchase land, these virtual properties with with a token called mana, right? But on Infiniverse, you purchase virtual landed property or real estate with the Infiniverse token, right? So basically they are doing almost the same thing, just that the difference is that one is on the EOS blockchain and the other one is on the Ethereum blockchain, right? So that's beautiful. Now, but let's just see what the Infiniverse marketplace looks like, right? So this is it, right? Okay, you can obviously notice a difference, right? So this is an aerial view. Okay, so you can zoom in maybe to where you want to buy the land, and you can zoom out, right? What else? You can actually set your location, but currently we are not connected to scatter. I'll drop a link in the description so you guys can learn how to use scatter. And on Decentraland you have to use MetaMask to connect. On Infiniverse you have to use scatter to connect. But the beautiful thing about scatter is that you can actually use scatter to connect to three different blockchains, to the Ethereum blockchain, to EOS and Tron, right? So we also have a video about that will be in the description or at the top right corner of your screen right now. So you can view this land in different ways. You can have a road view, you can have a satellite view of your property. So as you can see, these are three landed property, and I love the way this is being presented on Infiniverse because it's looking so real. And also, I'll drop a link in the description so you guys can watch a practical example of how each of these different platforms work, how you can build land on them. Maybe in a subsequent video, we're going to do a tutorial on how to build um, stuffs on each of these different properties. So if you love Decentraland, you can learn how to build and buy properties using Decentraland. And if you prefer Infiniverse, you can also use that, right? You can see the stats. Okay, it's showing the stat, the land owners and all, and you can see your land. So we are not connected right now, so we can see our landed property. You can also zoom in to see where your land is, right? And now one of the sweetest parts of virtual reality on a blockchain, when it comes to buying landed property, is that you can, let's assume this is where you live right now, or maybe you own this field, this big field right here. Now you can buy a virtual land using Infiniverse, right? Now once you get onto this your property, and then you can actually build stuff on this land. I'll drop a link in the description so you guys can see a practical example on how this is done, right? So these are things that will bring mass adoption to the blockchain space. Things that people can use every day. People can actually relate with. You can get your kids to come to Infiniverse or Decentraland and buy landed properties and build stuffs on them that they can relate with. You understand, right? And also, the sweetest part is that whatever landed property you buy, you can actually sell it. Now, you can sell it. So if you bought this land here, and then maybe the owner of this piece of land wakes up tomorrow and discovers Infiniverse or Decentraland and decides to buy this land from you, you'll be making some cool extra cash for yourself, right? Now, just like we have on Decentraland, whatever parcel of land you buy here expires within a year. So this guy paid 1245 Infiniverse token for this piece of land, and it will last for a year. All right, so when it comes to actual usage of these two different platforms, let's get to find out which of them is actually being used right now. So obviously, Decentraland has been around for a longer time than Infiniverse, so the comparison might not be too fair, but that's just what we have right now. So Decentraland currently has 61 active users, right? And balance is zero. Protocol obviously is Ethereum. And within the past, no volume within the past 7 days, but transaction they've had over 1,000 transaction, right? So let's check for Infiniverse. Obviously, Infiniverse is extremely new, right? And so currently they have just 2 users. So Decentraland is obviously leading in this aspect, and they have just 195 transactions within the past 7 days. Right, so this is huge. Currently, it's not a competition because Decentraland is obviously leading. But now the question is, can Ethereum currently carry Decentraland? Well, I think it can because looking at the future, Ethereum is working on their scaling issue, and this is it, right? The blockchain is maxed out with 43,000 unconfirmed transactions, and EOS is currently handling 31 million transactions and it's using 24% of its capacity, right? So these technologies, they are actually still new, and a lot of people don't know about it, but basically this is what we have right now, and these are the similarities between Decentraland and Infiniverse. So it's left to you as the user to choose which of these platforms you want to use. So I currently use the both of them. Have some properties here. I have about 4 properties here, and I have just one property here. All right, so that's all we have for you today. So I would like to get feedback from our viewers. Tell us which of these platforms do you think will win in the long run? Do you think Decentraland has more advantage? Do you think Infiniverse have more advantage? And if you think Decentraland has more advantage, tell us why. Let's see your own view on each of these different platforms, right? So that's all we have for you today. So do subscribe to the channel if you like the video, and also don't forget to share the video with your friends, right? So thanks for watching.